Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you came back. I'm so excited to start this series of videos that I want to call In the News. In the news, we'll cover different topics that are in the news, different aspects of life that are covered by good researchers, different aspects that you are interested in. So please, if you're interested in knowing anything and you want me to do research, I like to do research, please definitely drop a note in the comment section. Let's get into it. The first article that I will be sharing today is one that is called No More Excuses, Recruit and Develop Women Leaders. So I have my cheat sheet here. As you can see, I've highlighted a couple of items. I'm so excited to share this with you. So please, if I look down or if I refer to the paper, you know what I'm looking at. What attracted me to this article? It was Women's Day, and it was in one of the newsletters that I get. I am subscribed to a lot of newsletters, so I think let's start with a bonus tip. Subscribe to different newsletters that provide you with articles that are great, new things, different ways of thinking. I have so many subscriptions, and if you're interested, I can share a video to some of the things that I actually am subscribed to and get newsletters for. If you're interested, please definitely leave me a note in the comment section. So going into this, this article was very interesting because I see myself as a female leader. You're also a female leader. As someone who's growing in her leadership, I'm very interested in all the articles that I come across that talk about the state of women in leadership, the state of women who are aspiring to be leaders, tips and tricks for different things that we can do to become and be better leaders in our different aspects of life. So that was the major thing that drew me to this article. This article had a very interesting take, as it is written to business owners or executives in the different areas that we work. So theoretically, this article was written to your boss, but I took a different spin while I was reading it. I was like, okay, what do I want to look out for in a team or in a company that I feel can build me out as a leader? So it's always important, if you're aspiring to be something, you need to make sure that you're putting yourself in a place where you can actually live out those dreams and become what you want to be. So let's take a look at some of the things that I really liked about this article. So first of all, this article was written by someone that belongs to Gallup. And Gallup is a very good statistical company here in the US. I read a lot of their resources, and I'm really, really happy to be reading the first article from them. And the thing that I like the most about it is that they broke down the actions that can be taken to grow women leaders into two. It talks about recruiting and finding those women leaders, but it also talks about retaining them. So I think a lot of times when we talk about, then we don't have enough female leaders, it's always from, okay, then we'll hire more. But what about building those that you already have in the company? So I definitely think that when we have any conversation around building female leaders, or when we are looking to see what companies are doing the right things, we need to keep an eye out for companies who are not only willing to hire female leaders and just let them go, but who are looking to hire and retain female leaders. So those are two aspects that I really liked about this article in the way it was broken down. Starting the article, there's a huge cry out here that I really, really find is well said. It says, we aren't moving fast enough to increase the number of women in leadership positions within our organizations. I don't know where you work, but in the organizations that I find myself and in the organizations that I've worked in, I feel like there's still much more that needs to be done to grow female leaders. And I am so excited to see that there are a lot of conversations around this. There are a lot of initiatives that have been built to grow female leaders within companies. So this is really a timely article and something that can help bring change. From the recruiting part, the article talks about creating jobs that women can fill. It talks about going out and seeking women who are on their journey to become leaders, who are already leaders, and growing them. So it starts from the place of go find people who want to grow and who want to become leaders. And I really like that take, because when we think of being hired into a company, we often do not evaluate if this is a place where we can become leaders. And oftentimes the person interviewing us also does not check for our interests and making sure that they do provide us with the different opportunities for us to become leaders. So while I was reading this, I reflected and I added to my list, while I interview and while I talk about positions that I want to work in, I want to make sure that there is an interest in hiring me as a leader and also building my and developing my skills as a leader. I also like the fact that this article did not only talk about, hiring from outside, but it also looked at hiring from inside. So a lot of us feel stuck in the positions that we're working in, and we tend to look outside. But imagine a world where, you could be in a company where you're satisfied, but you could also get those leadership positions that you're so excited about and working towards. I am so excited about the fact that people are also looking internally, not only looking to hire externally, because that gives us the opportunities for us to grow. We might feel alone on our journey because there are not so many women leaders around us, but really find a woman leader around you and connect with her and see what she's been doing, how she's been growing to grow your leadership as well. The second part of this article was about retention, how to retain female leaders that you have in the company. As a female leader myself, this was one that I was really interested in because I wanted to see what were some of the tips that they were sharing with companies to retain female leaders. The biggest thing that stood out to me was the fact that women's opinions need to be listened to. Especially since I've been reflecting on the fact that sometimes I don't feel heard, or sometimes women in my environment do not feel heard, it was very important to see this call out that our opinions matter and our opinions should be listened to. If you're not speaking up at work yet, it's time to start finding your voice and speaking up. As a leader, you owe the world, you owe your environment to speak up and make sure that your voice is being heard. So from the other side, we want our leaders to listen to us and give us the opportunity, but we also have to take action. In the spirit of taking action, the second thing that we need to do is we need to speak up and we need to be those voices in the room that help other women leaders around us as well as ourselves. Knowing your perspective matters at work is very, very important, and this article actually covers that as well. Knowing that the experiences that you bring, the way you see things, the very different way you see things from your colleagues and other people around you is a good thing, is something that was covered here. I think there are two things here for me. There's what our employers need to do for us, but there's something that we need to do for ourselves. We need to accept that our perspectives are different, but they are good and they are valued. With respect to retention, a great aspect that was also covered in this great article was about knowing what success looks like. Clearly understanding what's expected of you and being able to deliver and over-deliver is also one thing that is really, really important to retain talent. So if I think of the third action point that you can take as a female leader, I would say know the metrics that you're measured by and make sure that you are delivering to those metrics and over-delivering where you can. So I'd like to wrap up this video with 3 things that I definitely think that we can do to improve our opportunities as female leaders and be found. So the article actually covers the be found perspective, but I wanted to make sure that we were preparing ourselves and being ready to be found. Number 1, finding a place that has an inclusive culture that is really ready to build female leaders is very important, especially as you go on interviews or look for different positions within your company. It's very important that you look out for places that are looking to build female leaders. Number 2, make sure that you understand what success looks like. Make sure that the leaders around you are giving you clear vision and the clear roadmap of what success looks like and how you can get there, or they're actually helping you to gain clarity on how you can get there. Number 3, make sure that you as a leader see growth opportunities and areas where you can grow and develop, because that's the only way that you stay where you are and be happy. So apart from the fact that there's so much that our companies need to do for us, I am so happy that we can now see what we can do in this whole construct of different companies and different people having this great conversation to stand out as female leaders and make ourselves available so we can close the gap and fill the market with female leaders. Thank you so much, and please, if you want me to read any other article, please definitely share your comments in the comment section. And please, before I go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and add your comments in the comment section. Thank you so much. Bye.